One-foot-flipper.
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday morning. I am headed out to the Goodwill outlet. I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. See, yesterday I sold 16 items across a few different platforms. You know, use that Crosslist, crosslist.com. There's a link down below. Get you 30% off your first payment. But anyway, since I sold 16 items yesterday, I'm just gonna try to replace those items. Now, I'm gonna allow for 10% mistakes, so I'm gonna buy 18 items. I'm gonna fill up my cart and then keep the best 18 items and only buy those. I don't know if this is the sort of thing I want to do every time, but I want to experiment with it for a while and see how well it goes. Now, if I get hats, I will get 2 hats for each item because I am now listing most of my hats in pairs, because it's cheaper for me to give a second hat than it is for me to promote the listing, because my buy cost is so low on hats. So I just want to see if giving that second hat will drive the sale better than spending $2 on promotion will, because that second hat only cost me about, well, it cost me 35 cents to buy, and usually it'll up the shipping to the next rate, so it cost me about 75 cents to give the second hat. But it's way cheaper than promoting at 10%, which means I'm in at least $1 on the, you know, I'm in $1.50 minimum there. And if it's a better hat, I'm in even more. And I think customers will see that as a better value, and, you know, might even allow me to sell things faster and not have them get knocked down in price so many times. Because, as you know, I use a regular price markdown schedule. And in fact, I might get into this later in this video. There's enough time with what I've been doing with markdowns and organizing my store recently. So right now, one thing I got going is got somebody returning a very expensive cable modem. They are a buyer only, but they buy massive amounts. Like, they've got like 90 buyer feedback in the last month, but their feedback is private. And now, their description of what the item is doing is not the same as when it left my house. I wasn't actually able to test the cable modem completely, owing to, you know, not having cable internet service. But oh boy, everything lit up like a Christmas tree, and my computer, and sorry, I was able to connect something to it easily. So I knew it functioned on some level. This wonderful person claims that only the power light comes on and nothing else happens. So I told them to go ahead and file the return. They did a day later, and I waited a day before I accepted. I don't see any reason, especially when I feel the return might be sketchy, either for me to expedite that return in any way. Yeah, I know I'm a terrible person. I give the worst customer service, don't I? Because I feel like I don't get a lot of legitimate returns. I don't get a lot of returns anyway. I mean, I usually don't even have one return a month, which is why I think it's funny the people who are like, "Oh yeah, you gotta have free returns." Look, I only have a 3% return rate. I have a 1 in 1,000 return rate, and I still don't like it. And you see the hat? I don't actually have my own hats, but I stuck one of my stickers on my hat because I just want to see if that's going to since I'm going out to the bins, there's a lot of pickers there, and they may not know my channel exists, and just putting my logo on this hat, will that do something for my viewership? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. The only way to find out is to find out. I actually brought a few tools with me this time. I always say that I'm going to bring my tools, but I very rarely bring more than one thing. Today I actually managed to bring a box knife and a multifunction screwdriver, so I can check battery compartments for massive globs of rust, and I can cut posters out of frames easier. As you know, that's one of my favorite things to do, is cut posters out of frames. Just need to add, what I really need to do is have a separate Goodwill pouch. This is my normal pouch. The reason I use a pouch is because when you're in a wheelchair, stuff tends to fall out of your pockets. So I've got a second pouch. I need to have one geared just for Goodwill trips. So it's got all my Goodwill tools in it. Box knife, batteries, screwdrivers, everything else I named in that last video. Ooh, 53 Chevy 5-window truck is right back there. You probably never saw it, but I did. Yeah, my camera's mounted really funny because I didn't bring the right camera mount into the vehicle with me. And there was no way in the world that I was going to turn around and walk back in the house and get it. Going in and out of the house, not fun for me. It's all steps. You don't want to be going up and down steps when you've got a fake leg. And I'm still pretty wobbly on this darn thing. Plus, I'm always a little bit time crunched once I get out of the house to get to the bins. At that point, I want to get there as soon as possible to get my place in line. I don't leave super early to get the best place in line, but once I've left the house, I'm going to get the best place in line I can. The most annoying part is always watching the people who get in line in between when I park and manage to get my wheelchair out, leg off, and vehicle locked. Those are the ones that I feel like, man, I lost those spots.
She's not.
Definitely less people here than there normally are on the weekend. I should be going on the weekdays more often. Well, 28 minutes after opening, and I've got 2 complete carts, so I am done searching at this point. Now I'm going to go through and pick out the best. All right, well, I'm done at the bins here. I actually had to go back in. I thought for sure that I had more than 18 items. I got out to the car, got out here, I had 12. I fooled myself because I had multiple large sports bags that took up a lot of room in the cart, but didn't, they weren't multiple items. So I went back in real quick, went to the area where the hats and the backpacks and the shoes are. Didn't get any shoes, but I grabbed some hats and at least one more backpack and a lunch bag. And that got me up to the 18. Once we get home, we'll wait for the daughter to get home so she can unload the van. The one time I tried that on my own, I did manage, but I also couldn't walk for a day and a half, so we're not doing that. All right, off we go. Okay, hey everybody, I'm inside. I've now got my 18 purchases. Actually, I made a few more than 18 purchases, but some of them won't count. I've got my 18 purchases all priced out, and we'll take a look at them. But first, we'll take a look at a couple of things that are that don't count as purchases. Like, I'm selling hats 2 at a time now, so I've got some extra ones that didn't have proper hats to match up. So, take a quick look at those. St. Louis City Soccer, vintage Cardinals visor, and a couple of hats. And also, I've got a couple of Wii accessories that somebody handed to me. People hand me things at the bins a lot, and if it's something I could functionally use, even if it's lower profit, I usually take the item and go ahead and put it in my cart because I really appreciate people trying to help me out, and often those same people will bring me things that are way better. So I got a few things like that too. And I also bought much older software than I thought, but the formerly $1,000 plus Adobe Creative Suite 2, which is only about 20 years old now. It's in the box, the educational version. Apparently you can't even activate it anymore, so I'll probably just put it on my shelf, save it for that vintage computer channel that I'll have someday. Alright, now let's get looking at the real deals. These 2 hats will go together. Nike SB trucker hat and a local camo hat. In all cases, I'm pricing the price based on the first hat. The second hat is just a throw-in. It's cheaper for me to give them a second hat than it is for me to promote these items. $39.87, surprisingly. Oh, sorry, I'm going to round up to 40. I'm going to round up on everything. I'm using charm pricing at 87 cents. For $20, got a Black Clover Live Lucky hat. And this is a golf thing, so threw in a Titleist hat to go with it at $20. Joliet's $18. Got a Joliet Slammers hat. That's a minor league baseball team. I didn't have anything really close to throw into it, so I just threw in an Aeropostale baseball cap. Good enough, right? One thing that almost always sells is employee hats and visors. I think some people collect them, and some people want them to do shorts and YouTube videos. So I've got this Panera visor for 20 bucks. That also is going to come with a Krispy Kreme visor. The Panera visor being the more valuable of the two, so I based it off the pricing of the Panera visor. I got a pair of Adidas drawstring bags. These are only going to be 10 bucks for the pair. I only grabbed them because they really don't weigh anything, and I was really trying to fill out that 18 items. Nike Academy backpack, $25. Would have been 30 or 40 if it didn't say Clark on it. Why did Clark's mom write his name on there so big? She couldn't write it on the inside like everybody else's mom did. This is the extension wand for a cordless vacuum, $13. I bought this attached to this part, which is the actual valuable part. Now, I did spend about 15 minutes cleaning this, because often what happens with things like this is they'll get this jammed up, and then they'll think the vacuum's broken, and they'll toss it or donate it. This had a piece of crumpled up paper stuffed inside, and was completely jammed behind the paper. So I took it apart, cleaned it up. I cleaned, all the threads and everything off here, cleaned this, wiped it down, made it look nice. And this is gonna sell for $55. Nike lunchbox, 10 bucks. A Babolat bag. I forget which sport this is for, but I've already made my draft, so it's in the draft somewhere. This is a 6 tennis racket bag, gonna go for $37. I got 3 Rock Band guitars here. I'm gonna sell this pair for $60. And this one by itself for $40. The one by itself is the Strat. A very heavy, very nice American Tourister leather bag. Still got the strap inside like they never used it. Not even attached. $35 on this. This thing weighs about 3 pounds on its own. This is a VacoRec record cleaner. Still need to plug this in and make sure it works, but I'm pretty sure the guy I got it for... This is one of those items that somebody gave to me. Somebody who enjoys shopping more and actually getting stuff. And he had already been testing a bunch of stuff, so he probably already tested this. Either way, got this. It's going to be 20 bucks provided it works. A different Nike Academy backpack. This one's only 20. Apparently the one with the big stripe on it's worth more. Or red makes it worth less. I don't know. But Clark's mom did not write his name on this one. Huge Bauer hockey gear duffel bag. $55. I love selling equipment bags. People pass them up at my bins. They don't care about them. This is a Verve home phone base from Consumer Cellular. It's good for 20 bucks if it's all there. And it's all there. Oh, last but definitely not least, this is a ResMed CPAP or CPAP adjacent setup. Obviously, I cannot sell this on eBay, but there are several other places where I can get money for it. It's in beautiful condition. It is a relatively recent model. It's what is it? It's the now I can't get this thing to come out. It's an AirSense 10. This was only discontinued like a year ago. I'm expecting to get $300 for this. I can either send it in, so I can see what second window will offer me, or there's a few other places I know where I could sell it directly as well. All right, let's do some math. Add it all up, put it on the screen. Ding. That's what I did today, and I could do this every day. So could you.
Forgive me, I don't know his actual name, but his YouTube name is onefootflipper.
So now that it's just us, those of you who are my age or older, do you remember when fast food used to be actually fast? You know, you could go up and order for 4 people at the counter, and they'd have it done in 60 seconds because it was already made. Do you know who ruined that? Jack in the Box ruined that. Jack in the Box said, our menu's too big for us to be fast. We can't keep anything made, so let's make everyone else as slow as we are. So they started running an ad with a calendar on it or a clock on it challenging McDonald's and Burger King to make their food fresh like Jack in the Box did. And every day they added to the number of days that McDonald's and Burger King were continuing to make their items not fresh. And really soon, McDonald's and Burger King stopped making their items in advance. And fast food then got slow. Thanks, Jack in the Box.